Here's a good one. I have learned a lot about the history of the Enneagram, but I didn't know about the current transmissions of the Enneagram. What is the Enneagram of Personality, and how is it different from the earlier Enneagram? It's very important. Like all my research, all my definitions are based on the Enneagram of Personality. And that is Oscar Ichazo's work, where he used the same Enneagram symbol, but he gave actual personalities to all 9 types. Now, Enneagram just means 9-pointed graph. And if you go back or you Google Enneagram, an image might come up with Ramon Lully's work, Lull. And he has the divine states, all 9 of them. And he has every type connected to every other type. And it was in 1325 that he first came up with this Enneagram. So is it the first Enneagram, or was the Pythagorean Enneagram symbol there first? It's pretty darn close. Would hypothesize probably Pythagoras. But if you know about Gurdjieff's work or the fourth way, there are important differences. Same symbol, same movement between the lines, but the descriptions are really critical. And it was Naranjo and Ichazo, more specifically created by Ichazo, but many of the subtleties were added by Claudio and Naranjo. So together, they created a much more personality-oriented system that let you know what was in the way of doing deeper work. And that's what you need to see. Is it that fear of being caught off guard like a 6, or being manipulated, or being trapped or limited? If you just think of all the possibilities, it will govern how receptive we are to information or teaching. So we have to be able to self-observe. And I always enjoyed the 360 testing instrument in businesses, because you got a well-rounded picture of an individual, because the managers would have weighed in on it, their coworkers would have weighed in on each person, and what the person thinks of themselves. So if there's a huge discrepancy, that's an area where you can communicate more, whether it's a manager that needs to learn about their direct reports, or coworkers need to understand about the way their manager is going to see themselves and see you. It's really critical. So when I receive feedback as a manager from my managers, if they were like me, they thought I was great because it was the same. If they were the opposite tritype, meaning in my case, that would be a 1-3-6, because those are the types I get to last in each center. And it's the tritype that's a wonderful complement to mine that fills in the details, but the opposite from me. And they would give me feedback that I needed to slow down, that I needed to be more cooperative. And when I'd say, well, wait a minute, I'm doing what you want, I wouldn't be doing it this way. So isn't that cooperating? And then they'd say, well, yeah, I guess so. If you're doing it my way, but you really think there's a better way. And I had one boss when I was like 18 that said, well, let's do an experiment. You do it your way for the next month. And then we can decide if my way is better or your way is better. Or maybe it'll be a mix. And I thought, fair enough. And sure enough, she said, no, do it your way, because you get it done faster and better your way, but still follow the procedures that I value, which was the 1. But she was a very progressive one that had 7 in the tri-type and 2. So she wasn't the rigid one. She was just trying to teach me the best way to do things, but she was not going to fight with success either. As long as I was following the policies and procedures that she was going to be judged on as a manager, she was fine with me doing it my way. Some types can't do that. The type that has the most trouble is the rigid 6, because they're afraid they're going to get in trouble with someone. So they really expect a lot of their coworkers or the people that report to them.